Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kita mulakan kelas kita pada pagi ini dengan membaca ummul kitab Al-Fatihah. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin, arrahmanirrahim, maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammadin asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabbihi ajmain. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, ampunkanlah dosa-dosa kami, ampunkanlah dosa kedua ibu bapa kami dan kasihilah mereka sebagaimana mereka mengasihi kami di masa kecil. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, kurniakanlah kepada kami ilmu yang bermanfaat untuk diri kami, keluarga kami, agama kami, bangsa kami dan negara kami. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, berilah kepada kami kejayaan di dunia dan di akhirat. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, jadikanlah kami orang-orang yang bersyukur. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Walhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Okay, alhamdulillah kita bersyukur pada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Pada pagi ini kita dapat masuk kelas kita untuk minggu yang ketiga ya. Cepat masa berlalu dah masuk minggu yang ketiga dan hari ini adalah kelas yang pertama. So insya-Allah hari ini kita akan masuk subtopik yang baru. Okay, tetapi sebelum tu saya nak tanya, ada tak apa-apa soalan yang nak ditanya yang berkaitan dengan minggu pertama ataupun minggu kedua yang kita belajar. Sekiranya ada, boleh ditanyakanlah pada hari ini. Dan semalam saya pun dah masukkan satu link video untuk full goodwill. Mula-mula saya ingat nak buat full goodwill tu pada hari ini, tetapi saya rasa kita dah buat partial goodwill dalam kelas dan saya rasa kalau setakat kita nak tambah dengan full goodwill tu memadailah dengan kita melihat kepada video So saya mengharapkan awak semua dah tengoklah video tu. Okey. Jadi walau bagaimanapun saya akan buka semula file tu untuk full goodwill tu pada hari ini sekejap. Sekiranya ada apa-apa soalan boleh ditanyalah. Saya akan buka sekejap. Okay, so inilah dia full goodwill. Untuk yang full goodwill. Sekiranya ada soalan nak tanya di mana-mana, saya boleh jawablah. Okay, ini dia. Jadi untuk partial goodwill kita dapat 107,500. Untuk full goodwill kita dapat, kejap ya. Untuk partial goodwill kita dapat NCI kita 107,500 dan kita dapat kita punya goodwill 57,500. Ini untuk partial goodwill. Manakala untuk full goodwill kita dapat kita punya NCI at fair value given in the question is 130,000. So kita punya goodwill adalah 70,000. Okay. Itu yang pertamanya. Dan keduanya, in term of goodwill just now, the goodwill is allocated to two parties. The first party is parent. Okay, 57,500 is for the parent and for NCI is 12,500. Okay, and then whenever there is impairment, the impairment also will be borne by the two parties, the parent as well as the non-controlling interest. So this one is for full goodwill. For partial goodwill, okay, the impairment is only for the parent. Impairment is only for the parent. So nothing to do with non-controlling interest, okay? Because the NCI is calculated based on fair value of net asset rather than fair value of shares of subsidiary. Okay. And then in terms of analysis of financial statement is basically the same. Okay, the only difference here is, okay, when we have impairment here, of course, the NCI is different, of course. NCI is different, and whenever there is an impairment is involving two parties. The first impairment is in the group retained earning column, and the second impairment is allocated to the non-controlling interest. So whenever there is an impairment, the impairment will be allocated to the two parties, okay, under the two columns. Okay, the first column is the column of group retained earning, and the second column is the column of non-controlling interest. Okay, the same goes to statement okay, yang tadi untuk carry down dan juga brought down dah. Brought down pun ada, carry down pun ada. Then of course the value of goodwill, will be different, and the rest are the same. Okay, and also the value of three items here: the retained earning, the other components of equity ataupun ARR, dan juga satu lagi non-controlling interest. Okay, they are all based on analysis of financial statement carried down. Okay, the rest are the same. And then in the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, okay, so the impairment of goodwill here. Impairment of goodwill here is referring to impairment of goodwill. Impairment of goodwill that is borne by the parent only. Okay, that is borne by the parent only. So when we prepare the statement of profit or loss, the impairment of goodwill in the consolidated statement of profit or loss is only showing the impairment of goodwill of the parent. But the impairment of goodwill for the non-controlled interest will be shown in the statement of changes in equity here. Yeah, statement of changes in equity. Okay. And then when we calculate the profit after tax attributable to the parent, to the non-controlled interest, okay, we are using the same formula. Basically, it is based on profit after tax of subsidiary in the question, and then we adjust with adjustment necessary. For example, unrealized loss or unrealized profit, and also depreciation under provided or over provided, and then it is also related to dividend paid by the subsidiary, especially the preference dividend, only preference dividend. Okay. So, do you have any question about this? If not, I will continue with the next subtopic. No question?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we'll share with you the new subtopic that is fellow subsidiary. Yeah, fellow subsidiary. Okay, so we go straight to tutorial because there is nothing new to be learned, but the new thing is on how to understand the question and understand how to answer the question. Okay, so what is the meaning of fellow subsidiary? Okay, basically fellow subsidiary is referring to situation whereby the parent is having a direct relationship with subsidiary. Okay, the parent is having a direct relationship with subsidiary. It means there is one parent and there is one subsidiary, or there are more than one subsidiary directly owned by the parent. Okay, so we have two companies here. Below are the summarized statement of financial position for two companies as at 31st March 2012. Okay, The name of the company is Alam Surya Berhad and Puncak Alam Berhad. So from the size of the company, from the size of the asset, we may understand that Alam Surya is the holding ataupun the parent, and Puncak Alam is the subsidiary ataupun kita panggil acquiry. Okay, the first item, the first item of the asset is property, plant, equipment. We can see from here that the property, plant, equipment of the parent is 1040 million and the subsidiary is 560 million. And then we have another item here, I put in red here, 690. This is investment. Okay, so investment is most probably investment in shares of Puncak Alam. Okay. And then Puncak Alam is also having investment. And then followed by inventory of the two companies, trade receivable of the two companies, and cash and bank of the two companies. Okay. And the total asset of Alam Surya is 2.2 billion. Okay. Ataupun 2,220 million. And Puncak Alam is 1,180 million. For the equity and liabilities, it has ordinary shares of 1.2 billion ataupun 1,200 million. And for Puncak Alam is 290 million. Retained profit 260 million. And here 520 million. 10% loan notes. Okay. So loan notes is actually long-term liability. Long-term liability. Okay. So 360 million for Alam Surya and Puncak Alam is 40 million. And current liability is 400 million for Alam Surya and Puncak Alam is 330 million. Okay. What is the additional information? Okay. Additional information number 1 is on 1st April 2011, Alam Surya acquired 232 million out of 290 million ordinary shares in Puncak Alam. Okay, so can you calculate the percentage? 232 divided by 290 is how many percent? Yes, how many percent? Anybody?
80%.
80%, good. Okay, so we have to know the percentage because the rest of the answer will depend on the percentage of the investment in subsidiary. Okay, that's why I ask you to calculate, even though I know the answer. Okay, for immediate cash payment of 420 million. Okay, 420 million here is cash paid for the purpose of purchasing the 232 million ordinary shares in Puncak Alam. So in addition to 420 million cash, Alam Surya is also issued 10% loan note for 160 million. 160 million. So we add the two together, 422 million cash plus 116 million loan notes. Okay, what is the total amount? $420 plus 116.
536 million.
536 million is the amount of consideration transferred. Okay, but here you can see that the investment is not 536, it is 690. So it means included in the investment is actually other investment. Okay, other investment, not only investment in ordinary share, because investment in ordinary share is only 536. Alright, so that's why I asked you to calculate. And then Puncak Alam Berhad retained profit on the date of acquisition is 240 million. Okay, 240 million is the amount of profit. Okay, the amount of profit today is 520. Yeah, 520 here. On the date of acquisition is 240. So there is a lot of change from the date of acquisition to today's date, that is 31st December, 31st March 2012. Okay. B. Alam Suria Berhad ada investment and those of Puncak Alam are simple investment which are carried at their fair values at 31st March 2012. Okay, so out of the total investment, made by Alam Suria, 690,000, we know just now that 536 is investment in ordinary share of Puncak Alam. What about the balance? The balance is 690 minus 536. Yeah, 690 minus 536, amounting to 154 is actually investment in others. Yeah. So it means when we prepare our consolidated statement of financial position later, okay, there is also other investment that need to be recorded in the statement of financial position. Okay. Next, number C. Alam Suria Berhad policy is to value the non-controlling interest at fair value. Okay, so when we say that the non-controlling interest is at fair value, it means the non-controlling interest is using the method of full goodwill. Yeah, the method of full goodwill kat sini. The directors of Alam Suria assess the fair value of the non-controlling interest in Puncak Alam at the date of acquisition is to be 180 million. Okay, on 1st April 2011, the fair value of the freehold land of Puncak Alam was 1 million more than its carrying value. 1st April 2011 is the date of acquisition. Okay, so the fair value of freehold land is 1 million more than its carrying value of 5 million. Apa maksudnya? Maksudnya dekat situ ada revaluation surplus. Revaluation surplus sebanyak 1 million. Dan revaluation surplus 1 million ni adalah salah satu daripada asset revaluation reserve existing on the date of acquisition. Ya. Dia adalah merupakan salah satu daripada reserve existing on the date of acquisition. No adjustment have been made in the books of Puncak Alam Berhad regarding the fair value adjustment. This land still remains in Puncak Alam Berhad as at 31st March 2012, and on that date the fair value of the land was 6.4 million. Okay, jadi pada 1 hari bulan April, ya, 1 hari bulan April 2011, okay, dia ada revaluation surplus sebanyak 1 juta. Kemudian pada akhir tahun pula, pada 31st March 2012, ada tambahan lagi sebanyak 400,000. 400,000 revaluation surplus. Jadi revaluation surplus yang pertama 1 million ni adalah revaluation on acquisition date. Okay, revaluation yang kedua adalah revaluation after the acquisition date. Okay. E. In the post-acquisition period, maknanya after 1st April 2011, Alam Suria sold goods to Puncak Alam. Ya, Alam Suria sold goods to Puncak Alam for 30 million. Jadi ada jualan daripada Alam Suria kepada Puncak Alam amounting to 30 million. And this 30 million is intercompany sale. Ya, intercompany sale. And then Alam Suria made a profit of 2 million on these sales. Jadi dengan jualan 30 million tadi, dia mengambil keuntungan sebanyak 2 million. All the goods remain in the inventory of Puncak Alam as at 31st March 2012. Jadi apa yang berlaku? Puncak Alam tak sempat jual lagi. Tak sempat jual lagi semua yang dibeli daripada Alam Suria. So, apakah implication dia terhadap kita punya consolidated statement of financial position? Okay, dia punya implication dia ada unrealized profit sebanyak 2 million. Okay, unrealized profit sebanyak 2 million, and this 2 million will be deducted from the closing inventory of Puncak Alam. Okay, will be deducted from closing inventory of Puncak Alam. And then F. On 1st January 2012, Puncak Alam Berhad sold a plant to Alam Suria. Okay, Puncak Alam pula jual kepada Alam Suria what? A plant. A plant, Plant is a non-current asset at a profit of 1.2 million. Okay, just now Alam Suria sold goods at a profit of 2 million. Now, Puncak Alam sold a plant at 1.2 million. Okay. The remaining life of the plant on that date was 4 years. And the group policy is to depreciate all plant using straight line method, providing a full year depreciation in the year of purchase and none in the year of disposal. So what is this? Okay, this is number one, unrealized profit on disposal of plant made by Puncak Alam. So Puncak Alam is also making a profit when it sells the plant to Alam Suria. Okay, so can this 1.2 million be recognized by the group? The answer is we cannot recognize. So we need to deduct this amount 1.2 million from the total property, plant, equipment of the group when we prepare the consolidated statement of financial position. And at the same time, because the plant was sold at a higher price, okay, the depreciation charge is also higher. Depreciation charge is also higher, and the remaining useful life is 4 years. So we need to deduct the amount of over-provided depreciation. Okay, we need to deduct the amount of over-provided depreciation. How much depreciation is over-provided every year, starting from year 2012? It is 1.2 million divided by 4 years. Okay, 1.2 million divided by 4 years. Okay, next. Trade receivable of 10 million of Alam Suria. Trade receivable of 10 million of Alam Suria. Kita tengok Alam Suria punya receivable. Okay, trade receivable of Alam Suria is 190 million. Out of 190 million, 10 million is receivable from Puncak Alam. So it is an intercompany and need to be eliminated. Okay, if the question say that out of 190 million, 10 million is receivable from Puncak Alam, it means here, under the current liabilities, account payable, out of 330 million, 10 million is actually payable to Alam Suria. So we need to adjust the 190 million and 330 million with 10 million. We need to deduct 10 million here and we need to deduct 10 million here. And lastly, none of the companies have paid any dividend for many years. Okay, so no issue of dividend. Okay, the question is, prepare consolidated statement of financial position of Alam Suria Berhad Group as at 31st December 2012. Okay, so what we have to do here, okay, we have the answer. But before we answer the question, what we need to know, since this is the first time that we are going to answer question, what we need to know. Okay, first, we have to know who is the acquirer. So who is the acquirer? The acquirer is Alam Suria. Why is it important we need to know the acquirer name? Why it is important to know who is the acquirer? Because the acquirer is the one who will prepare the consolidated financial statement. That is number one. Number two, what is the date of acquisition? The date of acquisition is 1st April 2011. Why is it important? This is important because the parent, Alam Suria is going to consolidate its account with Puncak Alam starting from 1st April 2011. Not earlier than that. Okay, it will start on 1st April 2011. Okay, and then what is next? Okay, what is next? Next, we want to know what is the fair value of net asset. What is the fair value of net asset of Puncak Alam on the date of acquisition? So I try to list here, okay, the list of asset and liabilities of Puncak Alam. Okay, so asset and liabilities is equal to net asset. Do you agree? Asset and liabilities is equal to net asset, and net asset is equal to equity. So to simplify this, okay, the total fair value of net asset is equal to total equity, and total equity comprised of ordinary share capital 290 million, retained earning 240 million, and there is one new thing, asset revaluation reserve 1 million on the date of acquisition 1st April 2011. Okay, on 1st April 2011, Puncak Alam has ordinary share capital of 290 million, retained profit of 240 million, and ARR of 1 million. Then we want to know what is the percentage of holding. That's why I asked you just now, what is the percentage? The percentage is, okay, based on the number of shares acquired. That is 232 million out of 290 million. Time 100% is equal to 80%. So 80% belong to the parent, and the rest belong to whom? And CI. So this is the analysis that we need to do before we prepare the statement of financial position. Okay, do you understand this analysis? Yes. Okay. Okay. Then we go to the answer. Okay, we go to the answer. We start answering the question. Okay, this is some of the analysis done. Okay, Alam Suria direct investment in Puncak Alam is 80%, and the non-controlling interest is 20%. Okay, so what is next? Next, we need to calculate the goodwill or bargain purchase. So we do not know unless we answer the question. Okay, after we answer the question, we know whether it result in a goodwill or a bargain purchase. Okay, so the first item is to show the consideration transfer. Okay, consideration transfer just now comprised of cash of 420 million and loan note of 160 million. And 160 million. Okay, are you following this? Yes. Okay, good. Okay, 536 million. Okay. Okay, and then we are given the amount of non-controlling interest. The non-controlling interest already given in the question at fair value, that is 180 million. Okay, 180 million. So from here we can just add the consideration transferred plus non-controlling interest, 536 and 180 million. Altogether is 716 million. So in this case, okay, consideration transferred is step 1. I put here step 1. Okay, non-controlling interest at fair value is step 2. And step 3 is to list down what are the component of fair value of net asset. that comprise of share capital 290, retained earning 240, and asset revaluation reserve 1. Altogether, it is 531, and this is step 3. Is that okay? After that, we compare. We compare the total. Fair value of investment. This one, fair value of investment. Fair value of investment 716 million compared with fair value of net asset 531 million. Is there any difference? Yes, the difference is positive. The difference is positive, and this is a goodwill. Okay, we find a goodwill of 185 million. Okay, so let's go through again the calculation of goodwill so that you can remember and you can understand. It starts with step 1 to show the consideration transferred by Alam Surya that comprise of cash 420 million and loan note 116 million. Altogether 536 million. Ya.
Dia macam tak ada setulis tadi tak keluar sini.
Tak keluar ya?
Dia apa yang setulis tu tak keluar.
Oh, tak keluar, mana saya tak show ya. Okey. Sepatutnya dah show dah ni. Okey, sekarang keluar tak?
Excel
Excel dia?
Nampak dah?
Tadi tak ada? Tadi tak ada?
Tadi tak ada, dia stuck kat words je.
Itu pula, saya dah share dah. Okey, tak apa. Okey, saya bacakan semula ya. Okey, jadi tak apa, itulah dugaan dia. Bila kita menggunakan Microsoft Teams ni, dia tak berapa friendly sebagaimana Google Meet tetapi kita tak ada pilihan lah sebab Google Meet tak boleh nak rakam. Jadi kena gunakan Microsoft Teams ni. Okey. Macam Google Meet kita boleh buka 2-3 file serentak. Dia ni buka satu file saja. Okey. So, so saya ulang balik. Okey, analisis yang kita dah buat dalam kita punya words tadi. So, one of the analysis is Alam Surya is having a direct investment in Puncak Alam of 80% and the non-controlling interest is 20%. Okay. Okay, jadi kalau kata lepas-lepas ni ada file ni hilang dan sebagainya, kena cepat-cepatlah beritahu. I don't mind. Okay. Jadi lepas tu kita nak calculate goodwill kita. We start calculation of goodwill by comparing the consideration transferred plus non-controlling interest, okay, and the fair value of net asset. So first step is to show the consideration transferred, and the consideration transferred is comprised of cash just now 120 and loan note 116 million. Altogether is 536. Okay, and then we add the net non-controlling interest at fair value given in the question 180 million. So this is step 1, consideration transferred. Step 2 is non-controlling interest. After that, the step 3 is to show all the fair value of net asset components. Share capital 290, retained earning 240, and asset revaluation reserve 1. Okay. So out of these 3, share capital and retained earning, I'm sure that you can easily understand. What about asset revaluation reserve? Okay, do you know how to get 1 million here? Are you okay with this?
Okay, Prof.
Okay. So 531. Okay. Now we are comparing the total 716 million with 531, and the result is positive. That shows it is a goodwill of 185 million. Okay, so I hope the calculation of goodwill you can understand. Next is to analyze the financial statement. Okay, and to analyze the financial statement, last time we prepared the analysis of financial statement of the company, brought down and carried down. Okay, brought down and carried down. And why? At this time, we are only doing the carried down. Okay, we look at the purpose. The purpose of calculating or analyzing the balance brought down is actually to find the value of opening statement of changes in equity. Yeah, the value of opening statement of changes in equity. But now, today, we are going to prepare consolidated statement of financial position only. So we don't have to analyze the financial statement brought down, because we do not have statement of changes in equity under the statement of financial position. That's why we need only to analyze the financial statement carried down. Okay, so analysis of financial statement carried down. Okay, and here we have 3 columns. The first column is column for group retained earning, second column for group ARR, and the third column is NCI. And we start with NCI on the date of acquisition first. So based on calculation of goodwill just now, the NCI is 180 million. Do you agree? Right. And then we continue with retained earning of Puncak Alam. Okay, retained earning of Puncak Alam. So retained earning of Puncak Alam, we have 2 figures actually. Yeah, we have 2 figures. As at 31st March 2012, the value of retained earning of Puncak Alam based on the question dalam Word file tu. Saya tak boleh buka Word. Kalau saya buka Word, yang ni hilang pula. Yeah? As at 31st March 2012, in the question, if you can refer to the question, okay, dekat situ ada retained earning of Puncak Alam amounting to 520 million. Whereas as at 1st April 2011, the value is 240. So we have to deduct 240 because 240 is pre-acquisition profit. And this pre-acquisition profit has basically been used when we want to calculate the goodwill just now. Yeah, we calculate the goodwill, we take this profit 240 million, sorry. And then, okay, during the year, Puncak Alam sold Puncak Alam sold plant to Alam Surya with a profit of 1.2 million. So this profit 1.2 million will be deducted from the retained profit of Puncak Alam because the group cannot recognize unrealized profit, cannot recognize profit from another member of the group. So whenever you make a profit out of your members in the group, the profit will be deducted. If you make loss, like in the early example, you need to add back. Okay, so unrealized profit of plant here is 1.2 million, and related to this unrealized profit of plant is over provided depreciation of 1.2 million divided by 4 equal to 0.3 million or 300,000. So we need to add back the amount of depreciation, over provided in the retained profit of Puncak. Okay, in the retained profit of Puncak. Okay, so do you want to know or you have understood this one? Boleh faham ya?
Boleh sir.
Boleh.
Okay, so kalau boleh saya teruskan. Okay, so the total profit of Puncak Alam on 31st March 2012 is 279.1, and out of this 80% will go to group retained earning and 20% will go to non-controlling interest, and the amount is 223.3 and 55.8. Next, the profit of retain, the profit of Alam Surya. The profit of Alam Surya 31st March 12 is 260. This is from the question. And there is an unrealized profit on inventory amounting to 2 million. So the amount of profit balance is 258. 258 will be brought to group retained earning. Next, we have ARR of Puncak Alam. ARR of Puncak Alam on 31st March is 1.4 million. 1.4 million. It is not recorded in the statement of financial position of Puncak Alam. However, from the additional information, we know that on 31st March 2012, the value of Puncak Alam land is 6.4 million. And the original value is 5 million. So from there, we know that there is an ARR of 1.4 million. And out of 1.4 million, 1 million is basically ARR on 1st April 11. And this 1 million has been used to calculate the goodwill just now. Dekat sebelah tu. Okay. So 0.4 million post-acquisition asset revaluation reserve will be allocated to the group and the NCI. And for the group, it is how many percent? It is 0.8 jadi 0.8 ni kalau kita kali dengan okey. Okey, itu yang lebih tepat lagi. Jadi kalau 0.3 tu tak tepat. 0.32 dan di sini 0.08. Okey. So inilah dia kita punya balance. Kita punya balance pada 31st March 2012 untuk group retained earning 481.3 481.28 sebenarnya. Kita buat 2 desimal lah lagi tepat okey, 481.28. Kemudian kita punya ARR 0.32 dan kita punya NCI 235.9. What is next? Okay, next is the preparation of consolidated financial statement. Okay, the preparation of consolidated financial statement from here. Okay, so I will go item by item. Okay, so that you can easily understand. Okay, so the title is Alam Surya Berhad and its subsidiary consolidated statement of financial position as at 31st March 2012. Okay, so please look at these items carefully. We start with the first one, property, plant, and equipment. The property, plant, equipment of the group comprise of property, plant, equipment of Alam Surya and Puncak Alam. Okay, Alam Surya is 1040, Puncak Alam is 560. Okay, so for sure you will make your answer correct for this one, 1040 and 560. And then you have to add 1 million. You have to add 1 million. Why we have to add 1 million? This is revaluation surplus for land. Yeah, revaluation surplus for land on 1st April 2011. And we have another revaluation surplus on 31st March 2012 amounting to 0.4 million. Next, we have unrealized profit that we need to deduct. 1.2 million unrealized profit from the sale of plant made by Puncak Alam to Alam Surya, 1.2 million. Kita kena tolak. So at the same time, we have to add back to the property, plant, equipment the over provided depreciation of 0.3 million. Okay, so our property, plant, equipment is 1 million 1.6 billion 1.6 billion ataupun 1,600.5 million. Okay, is that okay, class? There are a lot of calculation here. Can you follow?
Yes, Prof.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Next is the goodwill. The goodwill has been calculated in the calculation of goodwill just now, 185 million. And then we have investments just now. So investment comprise of investment of the parent and investment of the subsidiary. However, we need to minus 536. Why we have to minus 536? Because 536 is basically investment in ordinary share of Puncak Alam. And we need to eliminate. We need to eliminate this investment, 536. Do you still remember why we have to eliminate and how the elimination process is done? We need to debit the OSC. OSC of Puncak Alam. Okay. We need to debit OSC of Puncak Alam. So OSC of Puncak Alam tadi kita ada 290. Begitu. Ya, 290. Kemudian kita kena debit apa lagi? Debit RE of Puncak Alam. Okay, amounting to 240. Debit lagi, debit ARR of Puncak Alam 1 kat sini. Dan kita kena debit of course goodwill. Ya, goodwill kita tadi 185. Dan kita kena kredit investment in Puncak Alam. Ini Puncak Alam tadi kita kena debit sebanyak 5 kredit ya 536. Dan last sekali kredit ARR. Sorry, kredit NCI. 180. Okay, balance tak tu? Okay, so maknanya dah tak adalah kita punya investment in subsidiary itu kita kena eliminate ya. So begitu. Okay, and then inventories. Inventories are inventories of the parent and inventories of the subsidiary. 284 plus 320 minus 2. 2 is unrealized profit. Unrealized profit ni coming from the sale of inventory made by Alam Surya to Puncak Alam. Okay, 2 million. And then trade receivable. Trade receivable is trade receivable of the parent plus subsidiary. 190 plus 176 minus intercompany 10 million. And cash at bank. Okay, there is no change. We just add together. Total asset of the group is 3037.5. Next, we go to equity and liabilities. The equity comprised of ordinary share of RM1 each of parent only. Yeah, parent only 1.2 million ataupun 1.2 billion. Why parent only? Okay, do you remember just now we have eliminated the ordinary share of Puncak Alam 290. So there is no more here. We can add here. Yeah, 1200 plus 290 minus 290. What about the retained profit, ARR and NCI? Okay, retained profit, ARR and NCI is based on the analysis. Based on analysis that we have done, okay, this is the value for 81.28, retained profit, ARR 0.32, and NCI is 235.9. Okay, what about the long-term liability? What about the long-term liability here? We have loan note of 360 plus 40. Jadi masing-masing parent dan subsidiary ada nilai dia. Ya, 360 dan 40. Dan last sekali kita ada current liability that need to be deducted with 10 million. Why we need to deduct 10 million? Because there is an intercompany balance because of trade receivable and trade payable. Okay, class? This is all for question 1. Okay. After this, we are going to discuss about question 2. So do you have any question regarding question 1? If you have any, then you need to ask now. Anything to ask?
Tak ada, sir.
Ya, boleh faham lah. Ini sebab ni masih senang lagi, tak ada adjustment apa sangat. Okay. So saya akan stop dulu recording. Okay, sebab recording ni kalau masa panjang pun dia akan mengambil masa untuk kita save ya. Sekejap. Saya akan kat sini dulu.